Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. Hope you enjoy. Story number 1. All is fair in love and war, the fascinating phenomenon of human pack-bonding and the horrific brutality of human warfare, written by Louis Le Diamond. Humans are well known to pack-bond with literally anything, even inanimate objects, hence the introduction to the galaxy's favorite pest control, the domestic cat, and our most loyal guard, the domestic dog, both companion species to humankind, something almost unheard of from any other species. But what exactly is this pack-bonding phenomenon humans call love? Many galactic citizens are unaware of the true reason the Kailonti chose to invade Earth immediately rather than ask for surrender. Of course, we all know that it was some great heresy that led to unusually high level of aggression, even from such an already aggressive species. The true reason was to do with the absurdly strange human mating conventions. While most species have things such as breeding grounds, select individuals with above-average genes to select from to continue the species, and government-assigned partners, humans instead chose their own partners and stay with them. It isn't unheard of for two humans to have a single child and stay together for the rest of their lives. The Kailonti found this practice completely disgusting. But this effect was due to a complex web of emotions known as love. When the Kailonti failed to realize is how this complex web of emotions is not humanity's greatest weakness, like one might assume, but in fact its greatest strength. In order to understand how, however, I must give an abridged summary as to what love actually is. To begin, it's important to note that love isn't just one thing, but can fall into two major categories, family and romance. Family, which includes very close friendships unique to Earth, is probably the more powerful of the two. It extends to the closest of friendships and relatives, genetics and otherwise, of a human. This also extends to humankind's best friends, their domesticated dogs and cats, along with any other animal a human may choose to pack bond with. If a human shares incredibly sensitive information about themselves in a non-professional setting, they probably feel this kind of attachment to you, in which case it is best to keep this information to yourself. It is a great honor to be shared this level of human love. Romantic, and by extension, sexual love is, while perhaps not always as strong as familial love, is a force to be reckoned with. This form of love is felt towards sexual partners, but is often not aimed at reproduction. As odd as it sounds, human partners often simply enjoy each other's company, but don't mistake this seemingly mundane phenomenon as weak. It drives humans to do insane things. Many of the crazy stories from the terrible conquest's brief rule over the Sol One system of humans doing impossible things was caused by love. The Bear of the West, an infamous and anonymous human fighter, for example, didn't fight off an entire army single-handedly for a snack and a warm bed, but because his wife and daughter were in danger. The Human Global United Front's 409th Division, the King Tigers, earned their nickname after several successful stealth attacks on Kailonti's FOBs, and most of the humans involved were fighting for their families and romantic partners back home. These are only two examples, but virtually every human hero and legend was influenced directly by love. Love, however, can become corrupt and twisted if a loved one is killed. Many of the terrifying events and actions humans took against the Kailonti demonstrated this, such as the Warsaw Massacre, where thousands of Kailonti tourists were slaughtered by human resistance fighters, or the Bloody Erie incident, where human fighters blew a large hole in the then-frozen Lake Erie, dropping many thousands of Kailonti soldiers foolish enough to set up camp on the ice into the freezing waters below. Both massacres were in direct response to the Kailonti demoralization campaigns that involved the mass genocide of millions of human civilians in the human cities of Poznan, Cleveland, Tokyo, London, and many more. The Kailonti were not expecting such a violent reaction, as none of the billions of conquered planets before had such a reaction. Anyways, I think I've taken enough of your time today. To all the wannabe conquerors out there, best avoid Earth and her colonies, or really any colony with humans living there, especially if they have a pack. They might just drop you in a frozen lake if you hurt their loved ones. Thank you all for reading. This has been your favorite space blogger and love of your life, Gothak. And as always, goodbye and good nights. End of story. Story number 2, Teleportation and You, written by Paragon Nostus. So, your species has developed teleportation. Congratulations! By following these simple steps, you too can avoid becoming a bioluminescent sentient goo, ready to be scraped off the boot of the next patron. Number 1, never enter a teleporter in tandem with another creature. You may be fused together or have more limbs than originally intended. Number 2, no perishable food items. They become radioactive and develop feelings of world domination. Number 3, any and all anomalous time travel shenanigans must be reported to the nearest temporal agent. If an agent is currently unavailable in your time, avoid expiration until one is made available to you. Number 4, if offered any food by strange interdimensional creatures, be sure to reject their proposal, as they might try to bind your atomic structure to their dimension's physics. Number 5, any and all clones created by teleportation are to be exterminated. Those who refuse will be terminated, and their clones will take their place as the original one. Number 6, by entering the teleporter, you are agreeing to fight in the next great time war. Those drafted must arrive at the end of the time and no later than the heat death of the universe. Number 7, in the likelihood of your death, your atoms may be held as evidence for the dangers of teleported travel. They may also be used as a substitute for vanilla extract in my next cake, provided I'm unable to go to the store. Number 8, all personal items are to be secured beforehand. Any left unsecured may fuse to your body and give you temporary or permanent superhuman abilities. In the event this occurs, you are required to register your alter ego, as well as take a mandatory seminar on why turning evil is super uncool. Number 9, in the event you become your own grandma, refer to Rule 3. Rule number 10, there is no external energy binding all living things. Any delusional thoughts like this must be reported to the nearest psychological evaluation center. Any attempts to become one with the hypothetical energy will be met with an extreme prejudice. Number 11, any and all interactions with giant koalas are to be directly monitored by your supervisor. Number 12, ascending to another plane of existence will not be tolerated without 3 to 5 business days notification beforehand. If no attempt is made to do so, any and all vacation days are forfeit. Number 13, eating any and all strawberry-flavored desserts marked Tyler will be subject to a warrant being placed on you and your family. Yes, we're looking at you, Dave. Number 14, in the event your arm or appendage disintegrated in travel, you are allowed a maximum of 2 weeks sick leave in your species equivalent time frame. Number 15, any and all self-proclaimed gods met during transportation are to be ignored. If one attempts to contact you, good luck. Number 16, no members of the Q Continuum are allowed within 8,000 standard units of a teleporter or wormhole technology. Number 17, Dave is to be shot on sight. No, this is not a drill. Number 18, pets are not allowed near the machines. See Rule 1. Number 19, no Gary xenomorphic alien facehuggers cannot be classified as faceware. 20, humans are to never tamper with teleporters calibrated for other species, even if they just want to put bitching flames on the side. End of story. Story number 3. They did what others do in 50,000 in 5,000 years. Posted by Incredibles Ha. Turnal had just faced the greatest surprise in his life, in the life of his descendants, and in the life of his kin. This couldn't be right. Perhaps they forgot to add a 0. That was quite plausible. 50,000 years is a respectable amount of time to go from a Bronze Age society to a Space Age one. But 5,000 years.
Check again. Are you sure humans are hating us?
He asked his assistant. The assistant nodded. Yes, sir. Turnau moved a few of his mandibles in confusion.
They were in the Bronze Age 5,000 years ago. They can't be in space yet. Are you sure those are humans and not Trevians or Garstarians?
Those are humans, sir.
Hail them, contact the Federation, and force them to send more diplomats. I'm an asteroid whiner. This is far above my pay grade, he said.
As you wish. These humans had to be uplifted. He opened his datapad and looked for them in the database.
Around 1,983 Ardok generations ago, the most advanced probe to date, the Ashrian 4, was sent to monitor the new area of the galaxy. 3 sapient species were logged. The most prominent of these were humans. Despite having the same lifespan as many other species, they developed unusually fast. In the current year, they are theorized to have reached the Iron Age.
This, couldn't be right. As far as Terrano knew, the Iron Age didn't include spaceships. The humans are responding to our hails, audio only, his assistant said.
Tenno nodded. Put them on. I am currently speaking to Humanity, he asked.
This had to be some sort of joke. It was simply too absurd. Not only that, but he wasn't a diplomat. What was he going to say if they were humans? I'm sorry. I thought you were still figuring out how electricity works. That wasn't going to work. Yes, you are. A voice on the other side came through. It had a distinct tone, almost as if it was evolved to speak. It was human. They did what others would do in 50,000, in 5,000. End of story. I would quickly like to thank the Tier 5 members, Marky, Cam Maxwell, Caspar Arnholtz, Oakfield, Lord Azrakul, and it's difficult to pronounce. Thank you very much.